CageTitansFC.com.
Yeah! All right, there we are.
Cupcakes in the building.
Yeah, Johnny? Let's go.
Johnny.
Cheers, everybody. It is fight week. Happy New Year.
Cheers, cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
All right.
Cage
Hey,
Titans
we're
50.
back on Cage Titans Times. We said 8 o'clock, but 9 o'clock. As you know, we've been kind of trying to build this cavern down here. And we had a little bit of technical difficulties with the computer and the camera. But all's well. We're here. And JoJo was on Cage Titans Time too. He was supposed to be here at 8:15.
Yeah,
just
JoJo
showed
time
up.
and Cage Titans time is a bad mix.
I think it's actually Paul Bear time, and it just trickles down into everything.
I like
That's what
that.
The name
I'm with that.
is and it all. But we've been doing well. Let's be honest.
Yes,
we really have been
we
doing
have been
well
doing
as of late. We've been trying out new things. Technical difficulties do occur, but the show doth go on. At the end of the day, it's fight week. We've got 15 incredible matchups for you, headlined by one half of your headline right here, Joe Giannetti taking on Sal Almeida in the main event, Cage Titans 57, kicking off 2023. I don't know what the agenda is, but I know that we're talking to you. We're talking to Kam Arnold, who's waiting in the wings, and I think Andrew Valdina is going to be calling in shortly, and we've got a bunch of fights to break down. So without further ado,
We were too dark in here. It looked like we're in an 80s rap band. I was actually going to say we're all wearing black too.
I'll sell the hell out of some. Was it A-Trap from the 80s?
But we got Kam.
What's up, dude?
How's it going, guys?
what's going on, Killer Kam Arnold? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Good, man. Hey, do you have us playing somewhere else? Because it sounds like I'm getting your sound back.
No, I don't.
Okay, cool. All right. Just making sure.
Trying to put the blame on you.
I was trying to put the blame on you. It could have been me.
Yeah, I saw off the TV.
Oh, that could be it. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be something in the background.
So, Killer Kam, man, 2-0. Here we are, January 7th. What can we expect from you?
Same thing as always. I'm coming to fight, man, and that's what it is. I come to fight for my life, and I want a better life for my daughters, for my wife, and, I want a better life for me. So this is what I've envisioned since I was a kid, and, it's coming to fruition right now. So it's step by step, fight by fight, and that's how I take things.
Kam, you mentioned your daughters. Is this you just had a daughter recently? Is this your first time since the newest addition to the family that you've been fighting?
Yes. This will be my first fight back.
Nice, because I know she was very much pregnant your last fight in the post-fight pitches.
Yeah. She was. How far along were you? Yeah. She was just about 9 months.
Nice. Wow. So I saw that you made your way down to Fusion Excel down in Florida, training with the party and Mario Vasquez, 2 former Cage Titans guys. How was that experience?
It's always a blast going down there, man. The camaraderie alone is what makes the trip worth it. It's something I don't believe I get enough of up here. And the training obviously is just balls to the wall all day long. They have killers wall to wall. So it's like the world-class coaching is what I'm there for. I'm there for the great instruction. Obviously the great bodies to have alongside me, working alongside me and smashing me, beating me up and getting me ready for this was well worth it.
Yeah. Hey, also I wanted to ask you, speaking of former Cage Titans guys, you took a travel little trip to go corner a former foe in Rob Fuller, and I heard that he is reciprocating. He's buying tickets and flying in for your fight this upcoming weekend.
Yeah. As far as I know, he's gonna be flying in. Can't wait to see him, man. Rob's a really genuine, authentic dude. I really enjoy his company. I really enjoy being around him. He's a really solid dude. And I know for sure if I were to have problems, outside the cage, he'd be right behind me, and that's somebody I like to hold near and dear, so That means a lot to me. And with me being down in Florida and him having a fight in the same state, you know, why not? I'll make the travel down and I'll help him out, you know, any way I can. You know, he didn't get the result we wanted, but you know, Rob shows up to fight. You know, he doesn't give a shit about the money. He's not there for the fame or any of that. He's there to win, man. And you know, I really wish the kid had I can't call him a kid, but I really wish he had a solid camp and a coach. And you know, that kid has some good things to work with. I'll say that.
So I got a bunch of questions for you because I'm going to keep it rolling. You mentioned obviously former opponent and Rob Fuller, and you cornered him. You had another former opponent that's fighting on this card that you've cornered as well, Matt Denning. Matt Denning fighting on this card. He's cornered you, I think, or you've cornered him, and then you guys ended up boxing each other. What's that like?
Yeah. So we ended up fighting. We were training partners years ago when I first started. He's actually the reason how I founded gym. You know, I hit him up one day and, you know, he told me a time and place to be, and you know, the rest is history from there. But, you know, he kind of went his separate way after a while. We ended up fighting in a boxing match. I had 2 fights lined up in a week. I had an MMA fight. Kenny Lewis pulled out, and then I had a boxing match a week later, and then my opponent there pulled out, and I had like 3 dropouts within a week from my boxing match alone. So Matt stepped up. We fought at 165. And that was great. That was a great experience. I won. And then I cornered him for Combat FC, and he was fighting a stud, and he stuck right to the game plan. And, you know, Matt's no slouch, man. He's a solid fighter. You know, another one that needs a solid camp, solid coach behind him. I think he could do some solid things.
All right, my last question, because I'm taking all the questions here, and I'm going to turn it over to Cupcakes and Andy. You mentioned Rob would have your back, Fuller would have your back, and it made me automatically think of those fun questions. 3 people in a bar fight. Who's your 3?
Anyone in the world or people that I know?
Let's just, I don't know, have some fun with it. It made me think of it when you said Rob. Like if shit went down, you know Rob would be there. So that was where it kind of my mind went. So like,
okay.
3. And Valdina,
okay.
I want you thinking of this question too.
I'd have Fuller in my corner just because I know the guys have my back. I'd have Cupcakes in my corner because he's my favorite fighter, and I know he fights mean and violent, and I love those guys. So I gotta have him in my corner. You know, and just for shits and giggles, I'd love to have Bam Bam Tai Tuivasa too.
I was gonna say, man, you need a big guy because you got like a midget crew going on right there. Granted,
that's all right, man. I would fight the world with me and Cupcakes. I would fight the world. Just him and I would do it.
Oh man! All right, I love it. I'm gonna pass it over to one of these guys. So you guys, I'm all out of questions now, Cam.
Start us off. Listen, I'm just excited for this fight. You versus Will Smith. You're taking a big step up. Will Smith is easily your toughest professional test to date. He's fought the who's who across several divisions through his amateur and professional career. How do you see yourself matching up against him directly, and what are the challenges you think you're going to face in this matchup?
You know, Will is a very formidable opponent, man. He's a game, tough guy. You know, like you said, he's fought the who's who. He's fought in Bellator. He was a regional champion at one point, and he's no slouch by any means. You know, I think he's on a skid right now, and I definitely would love to test myself against his skills. I think my skill set is a bit better in all facets, really. I do believe Will has some nice stand-up game. He likes to move around a lot, so it's gonna be tricky. But you know, I have a solution for a lot of things. So he's got a tough task at hand.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's a bull and matador matchup as far as I'm concerned. And if anybody has that you faced has the skills that could really take you into the deep waters for the first time, how do you see yourself lasting in later rounds should it get to that point? Because you're known as a quick finisher with dynamic power who can shut people's lights out early and often does. But I could, this goes long. How have you been preparing for these 5-minute round worth of cardio if they should take it to the deep waters?
Well, this is the test right here, Andy, you know, and this is why we test ourselves. You know, anybody with you know, with a mouth can talk a lot of shit about this matchup, but the truth of the matter is Will is tough, you know, and he has a very good skill set, you know, and he poses a lot of problems for me, you know. So as long as I've done the work, the necessary work, and you know, I don't see why I can't take this fight, you know, and this is why, you know, I've wanted this fight. I've seen myself fighting Will for a long time now. I followed him as an amateur. So, you know, I see who's in line. I see who, you know, who's down the line, you know, but right now it's Will Smith, and that's who I'm concerned about for Saturday night.
Kam, it's 2023. We just had the new year. Give me, what are your 3 goals that you're focusing on for this year, for you, your family, your career, and your journey as a
you know, I think, you know, after this fight, I think I'm going to sit back and I'm going to readjust. You know, you can't do this sport half-assed. And I'm, you know, I'm not half-assing things here, but, you know, I need to make sure my foundation is as solid as it can be, because I know with the right people behind me, I know I can go very far with this sport, you know. And, you know, I'm not 21 years old. And the evolution of MMA, you see it almost every card. It seems like you see a new fighter that's a little bit younger, you know, and you know, this sport, I believe, is the fastest changing sport that I've seen in my 29 years, you know. And you look at other major sports and you see the generational difference in the evolution within the sport over a 10-15 year period. But in MMA, you're seeing it almost week to week. A new kid comes out, he's polished in all areas, you know. So it's discouraging at times, but you know, I know how to fight. That's all I know how to do, you know, and that's what I was put on this earth for.
There you go. Well, I got nothing else for Kam.
I know for a fact that Johnny Cupcakes will take on the world with you. We've almost had that happen overseas. He will be down to scrap
Anytime.
That's my guy.
I'm stoked for this fight. I'm stoked for the card. You know, this is the first fight card of the year. I don't think anybody's done a fight yet. We're going to be the first one on the map. There's no UFC. There's no Bellator. There's no nothing. So the world is going to be watching. The MMA junkies are going to be itching to watch something. What is the message that you have? Why should they tune in to watch your fight against Will Smith?
I really don't gotta talk, man. They look at my track record. I don't bore people to finishes. I don't leave it in the judge's hands. I put people the fuck out, and that's what it is, man. And I'm coming to fight, and whoever's on the other side of that cage, I hope they're ready, and I hope they're in good peak level, because I'm ready. So and I'm ready to cross this test off my checklist and move on and have a feast with my family on Sunday.
All right, Kam Arnold. Hey, Nick, I know you're watching. Make sure you clip that part because that was perfect, and make sure that makes the round of social media. You just gave us the perfect soundbite, Kam. Thank you so much, man. Before we can jump on to our next guest, stay tuned. We're going to drop your video right now. I know we debuted it earlier. It was too good not to share. We're going to share it for everybody now on Table Titans. So thank you, Kam.
And here he is. Now, heavy-handed, loves to chuck knuckles, loves to throw down.
Don't do it.
All right. So there you go. We have we're going right to Valdina. Without further ado, the Gladiator. Thank you for being patient. Let's bring him on in. What's up, my man?
You're muted.
Unmute yourself.
I do that all the time.
Hey.
Hey, you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Hey, I can still hear Kam Arnold's thing going on. I don't know if you guys can.
No.
Are you watching Are you watching Table Titans on another device?
No.
That's
You can still hear it.
Oh, it's gone now. It's gone now.
Oh, you might be on a little delay. Are you back in the boathouse still with that horrible internet?
Nah, come on. No more boathouse. We moved and improved. I'm in New Bedford now. Actually, I live with Tyler Menard.
Oh, nice, nice. Where are you right now? I like the setup in the background.
I made my little studio finally. All right. So I got all these
Walk us through
posters, Page Titans and shit. I got Groot up there.
All right.
And I got a little Native American eagle guy wearing a gladiator chain. How sick is that?
I thought it was Pidgeotto because remember they used to call you Pidgeotto?
And I'm still here.
All right.
That's still great.
Listen, I always expect a fire haircut. That's not going to fly for this weekend. I hope you're going to
I'm getting my haircut Thursday, Mike. How about yours?
Damn.
Wow.
I'm digging the stash there, kid.
All right, you guys want to start shooting some shots? I got you. All right. I like your stash, Andy. It's very good.
I'm digging yours, man. You're gonna be rocking that on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm kind of just letting it do whatever it wants at this point, but it's not at your level just yet.
It's what you gotta do.
I'm glad we finally got to you because your dad texted me and was like, when are you guys going live? I'm like, listen, Dad, we had a little technical difficulties. The show's a little behind, but we're getting on.
Guys, man, obviously he's my number one fan, right? And number one Cage Titans fan, it seems like, and he's texting me like 7 question marks at like every other minute. Like, what the hell's going on?
He's so funny. He messaged me. He texted me probably like 2 weeks ago, and then I didn't reply to him, but I kind of replied in my head. And then he Facebook messaged me like a couple of days ago, and I was like, hey, just for the record, I did get your text. It is the correct number. I'm horrible at replying to people, but you do have the right number. Sorry, I didn't reply to you. But I got to give credit where credit was due. Your family was the one that pushed for the hall pass. And, you know, the hall pass has been a hit so far with people being able to get into the hall early, get their seats. So that's a debut this weekend, and we have your family to thank. So thanks to them.
Yeah, that's pretty cool little thing you did. I like it.
Yeah, I told you to tell your dad and your mom and your sister because it was their idea that kind of pushed me to do it, that they didn't have to buy hall passes, but that your dad already bought everybody hall passes. So I told him the first round of beers is on me.
Is that
that's nice. Yeah, I didn't even realize you told me to tell him that. I'm gonna call you bluff on that, honestly.
What, you calling my bluff?
Yeah, I don't know if you ever told me that, but
I said to you one day when I dropped off your tickets, I was like, it was your parents' idea, so I have to hook them up because it was their idea. When I came out, so he made his pro debut, last show, and I come out at like 3 o'clock, and his mom and his sister are just sitting on the front step of Memorial
They
Hall.
always are.
And I'm
Always see
like,
'em.
hey, listen, he's pro now. He's not on till much, much later. And they're like, no, we're waiting here. We want to be first. We know the seats we want to get, exactly where they are. We want to be the first ones in the building. I'm like, shit. So I started telling them about my idea about early entry. And they were like, do it. We'll pay anything. Can we give it to you right now and start it right now? I'm like, nah, I can't do it. That wouldn't be fair. So anyways, I digress. Sorry about that.
But now it's in motion.
Yes.
The Valdina Hall Pass
Yes.
is now.
yeah, call it the Valdina Hall Pass, and I'll get like $2 for each one. How about that?
Yeah.
Royalty deal if you watch Shark Tank.
Smart.
Worth.
Justin, New Bedford is a dumpster fire. Somebody in the comments.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
listen. I ain't complaining. It's 20 minutes from the gym. I kind of agree.
You mentioned you're living with Tyler Menard. He's making his amateur debut on this fight card. You're making your second pro fight. What's that like, living with a roommate that you're training with in the same fight camp, prepping for the same night?
No, it's good, man. You know, he's getting ready for his fight. We're both excited for both of our scraps coming up, and I almost think it kind of made things a little easier. This fight camp, just seeing how we both have to diet, we both have to drink our water, we both have to go to the gym at certain times and stuff. So we kind of both kept each other in line pretty well.
How's he looking in preparation for his fight? The kid's a beast. I already know his firsthand, but it's a totally different step going in. But how's he looking?
Dude, he's a killer. He's a legitimate killer. He might kill this kid. I don't know. But in Cage Titans, just don't blink, man. I don't want to talk too big of a game for this kid, right? But he is a stud, and he's gotten me so much better in the jiu-jitsu department as well. So I can't thank him enough. And you guys are in for, maybe Amy Star.
Yeah, it's kind of a stride because I remember just a few years ago, you were the amateur making their debut and coming up with the likes of all the pro fighters at your gym at Lozon's. And now the tide has kind of turned. You've turned the corner. You've had some legendary amateur fights. You learned the lessons you needed to, and now you're hitting the stride in your pro career. And now you're kind of the level of mentorship, bringing these young fighters on. How's that transformation been?
It's been smooth. To be honest with you, amateur. I said this the other day to somebody. I kind of treated all my Ami fights as I was a professional, and that goes to everybody at Lowe's and MMA that kind of gave me that mindset. Joe Lozon always telling me how to prepare and the right mentality and stuff like that. So to be honest with you, jumping into the professional scene is not much different to me. I really don't see anything different. I'm still having so much fun every single time I get in that cage. This is what I love to do every single day of my life, and it's a blessing to be able to do it every day. So nothing's really changed for me. Just enjoying it and reaping more rewards, really.
Real quick, I jump in. We had a comment on the screen from Valdina from Will Asia. He said, you in particular, you had a lot of opponents like running from you. Any advice when like you want to fight on the card and opponents either falling out or just not answering the call? Any advice for another fighter like Will Asia?
I mean, if they're running from you, get a new pair of Nikes. No, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, just keep training hard, and just hope that another opponent will fall into place. I mean, I think I only had one opponent fall out, honestly, in my Miami career. And just keep training like you have an opponent the whole time, and hopefully another one shows up. I don't know.
Yeah, that's something
I hear, brother.
Yeah, that's something I've always thought about, and JoJo and Johnny can probably talk about. But I know it's just like my advice for fighters would always be like, if you're always constantly in the gym training, like it's not really much to get ready for a fight. Like you should be in the gym all the time anyways. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Just close to the fight. Like if you have guys pulling out week of, days before, like that's something that you really can't prepare for. Unfortunately, at that point, like you're kind of screwed. But yeah, other than that, just stay ready so you don't have to get ready. It's going to happen. It happens to everybody, some more than others. But, if you're ready, then somebody's going to fight you. As much as, like, maybe not in your area, like, there will be somebody that's either dumb enough that it's a mismatch, so like, I'll take the fight, or they're that good, they're like, I'll take the fight. So just stay ready and be patient. Patience is number one.
It's all part of the journey, It's like if you focus on the destination, then you may never get there. But if you're focused on the journey, then it's all kind of just all going to work out. And so I'd say,
call them out by name.
Yeah.
Because if you don't call them out by name, people are going to go, oh, why don't you fight this guy? Why don't you fight this guy? And then you pull up the receipts. Oh, I called him out.
100%.
I agree with it. Both things you both said. And but I just love when Johnny says some stuff. He's always got some like philosophical type background he's got to throw in there,
Really? That's what I want to know. I want to know, what are you focused on for this going into your second?
What was that?
Right? What are you focused on right now? So you got a gleaming career ahead of you. You're going into your second pro fight. Like, what are the things that are going through your head on a day-to-day basis? What are you focused on? What do you want? What are you thinking about? You're just somebody who's achieving goals. I see you out here getting things done. Like, what's going on in your head that helps you do that?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, every single day I'm just doing this as a career. And I'm focused on January 7th, obviously. That's what I've been focused on this whole time. But I don't know if it's like this for anybody else, but I really don't like always have the date and that fight in my head every single day. If that helps you to do that, go for it. But to me, it's like I just focus on the single training session I have ahead of me. And once that's done, I'll go to the next and to the next and to the next. And I think that's how I get through fight camp so easily, especially going from back-to-back cards all the time. I'm just definitely realizing that this isn't going to last forever. I know that for a fact. And I'm just enjoying every moment now. From every training session that I get to do with a healthy body to being able to perform in front of all these people whenever I can. That's something that so many people in the world don't get to do, and I get to do it. So I don't take it, for granted whatsoever. I'm loving this so much, so I just enjoy every second of it.
Valdina, so you and Johnny have shared this opponent. What are you looking forward to in this fight with Seth Basler, and then maybe to Johnny, any advice? So good.
So Seth Basler, I know he's a tough dude. Regardless of what's been said about him and all that, on the personal side, I do think he can take a couple licks and he can dish it out too. And look at that. What's his name? Woods in there. He went the distance with him, right? He loves to bring that fight up, doesn't he? But I think I could perform even better than Woodson, to be honest. Everyone always says like, oh, he's fought Cupcakes, he's fought Jeff Perez, he's fought Woods and all this different stuff. But I think I want there to be like in a couple weeks or a couple months or in a year's time, they're going to say, oh, you know what? He fought all these guys, but the icing the cake, it's Valdina. He fought Valdina too. That's a tough dude right there. So I'm just going to bring it to Seth Basler. I got my game plan and I'm ready to storm through him.
What do you got for him, Cupcakes? You shared the cage with this man, Seth Basler. Any advice?
He just nailed it on the head. I mean, Valdina is just amongst those names. It's like Valdina's name is maybe the best name on that list right there. I mean, it easily could be. So I think that if Valdina, you just do your thing, man. You continue to have fun and love what you're doing, like I see you do in that cage. It's a magical thing every time I watch you go. And I look forward to watching you go again. And dude, I don't want to scare Basler.
I wanted him to show up so you can beat him up, but yeah, you can beat him up for sure.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Nothing like being unbiased, Johnny. Jesus.
Sorry.
So, I am excited. I will be on the Basler train for a minute. Basler has been away from the cage for a long time. You ran down the list of people he's fought. He's one of those guys that is never afraid to fight anybody. When you call him up, you say, hey, I got this guy. He's like, yep, I'm in. What's the date? I'll be there. He has taken some time away from the cage of MMA, and he's been doing some boxing and really he had a great performance in his last boxing match that it looked like he actually won. He kind of got a tough decision, and the athletic commission in Massachusetts actually came to me and was like, remember that guy that used to fight for you? He was boxing the other day. Did you know he's back fighting? And he looked really good. Maybe get him another MMA fight. So that's kind of brought it to him, kind of full circle how we got Basler back. And, he's bringing his son out here. He's actually, he's flying his 9-year-old kid out with him. And he has his kid coming out to watch this fight. The first time he's ever been able to do that. So I know that he has a lot of extra motivation. And, I'm not saying that to hype either way. I'm just saying that, he's coming with some extra motivation, and I think the fans are really going to see the best Seth Basler that they can see. He's told me he's matured. He's been working on his game and improving it. And, he knows what he's coming in for. He's like, all right, the new up and coming pro debut guy or second pro fight.
He likes it.
He likes coming into that. So
he was asking to fight me recently enough.
He loves playing spoiler. He's coming with that mission in hand, and he's very much so motivated to come in and get a win at Memorial Hall. He's fought the likes of, like yourself, Manny Bermudez. He wants to come in and just spoil the night for everybody. So he's a dangerous guy with nothing to lose, and I like the matchup. I mean, it's a test for Valdina at this stage in his career, and Basler making the long-awaited return after getting some rounds in the boxing. I think it's an ample amount of time off for him to kind of get refreshed and take on a new up-and-coming contender. I mean,
Valdina, you're going to bring that energy at weigh-ins. You always make my blood pressure go at the weigh-ins, man. Like,
how
many
tickets?
Let alone the weigh-ins during the announcements, man. I almost have to get in between you and whoever you're fighting every single time I'm announcing Andrew Valdina.
Right.
He's about fights his opponent before the fight starts.
Yeah, hey, can we just say that this last fight? First of all, I wasn't doing any screaming, and I didn't start anything at weigh-ins. It was motherfucking Rob Fuller over there. He was the one starting some shit. So I'm a pretty calm guy these days. It's probably
I had to jump in the cage in the middle of an announcement of the fight when you fought Athama Pofu. I'm like,
that
I had to
happened.
run up the stairs to get in between you guys. So don't give me this whole I'm calm. I don't think we've had a calm weigh-in or pre-fight with you. Listen, I love it. I love the energy you bring. So don't get me wrong, but don't try to come here and piss on my leg and tell me it's raining, because you are definitely not bringing the calm energy.
I don't know. Just be ready. Get Mikey Silva ready. All right, that's all.
Yeah, you better be there.
And Seth is
Basil
known.
gets a little bit.
He's known to get a little feisty at weigh-ins too.
He is.
So
And after the,
yeah, so
he's just a feisty guy.
you mentioned Rob Fuller. So did you guys get a chance to kind of bury the hatchet after the fight?
On my end, the hatchet's buried. I haven't been able to talk to him.
Okay.
But I mean, I've said so many times, like I know what he's doing. It's not like it's nothing personal to me whatsoever. You know what I mean? Like him saying all those things at weigh-ins, like he was trying to hype the fight up a little bit more and maybe trying to get in my head to make me alter my game plan a little bit. So it's another. I don't really care about it. And I have a feeling he knows that I feel that way as well, or at least I hope he does. Rob, if you ever see this, don't worry about it. We're good. And you know, I hope I run into you on January 7th. We'll have a beer together.
There you go. Always, Valdina is always known to have a beer at the after party.
Always. Maybe a couple.
What else? You guys got anything else for Valdina before we let him run away?
Yes, sir.
What about Drew Alpin? You have another guy that you're mentoring, bringing up. Drew making his debut. What can we expect out of Drew?
Drew Alpin's a freaking workhorse. He's right up there with the rest of us in the Lozon crew. He just works so damn hard, and he's a quiet dude. He's very quiet, but he's dangerous. And for the amount of time that he's been in the sport and training for this fight, it's insane. It's almost like, how the hell is this kid this good at this point in his career? I'm almost back piggybacking off of what Kam Arnold said, how the sport is the fastest evolving sport in the world. And I when he was saying that, I was nodding my head. Hell yeah, I agree. I think Drew is going to be a big problem in the amateur ranks, and I'm so excited to see him get in there. I know the kid he's fighting is a tough dude. Triforce is a great gym as well, so I'm excited to just see that scrap like 100%. And then we got Peter Barrett too later on, though. Peter Barrett's going to bring the heat, and it's always a blood battle with him. So
that was going to be my last question before I let you go. Besides you or one of your teammates fight, what fight are you looking forward to?
Well, to be honest with you, I was looking forward to the Battles fight so much and Jamal Jones. I don't think that's gonna be able to come to fruition again, right? Because isn't he going heavyweight or something like that? You said, or 205.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what I was looking forward to. Outside of that, I think I'd like to see the Smythe Russell fight big time. I think that's pretty good. They're so high talented on both sides. Smythe with that wrestling, and then Russell just with an all-around good base foundation. And then I'm also, not just because he's in front of me, I'm looking forward to JoJo's fight. I'd like to see him go up against Saul Almeida. Such a big name for so long. And, I'm really excited to see the outcome in that one too. Joe, how you feeling about that one?
I feel really good. I'm freezing right now because I've been drinking so much water. But the fight itself, I feel really good. I'm excited for it. Just another one of those guys that's been talking, and now we get to fight about it.
Look at it. Valdina's turning in on the interview. Come on,
I
give him
know,
some.
right?
He's interviewing you now.
I feel like we should be swapping seats.
Ask him. There's 3 people in a bar fight.
Oh yeah. So you heard me ask Kam Arnold, who is his 3 people in a bar fight? Who would be your 3 people that you bring into the bar fight?
All right. So I'm pumped that I went second in the Table Titans because I got to think about this answer, right?
Yeah.
So is the third person like me, or is it me and 3 others?
You and 3.
3 others.
Okay. So myself, and I'm going Pete Luciani. I don't know if you guys know who that is. But, dude, yeah, you guys know Pete Luciani, the Cumbies parking lot champ, baby. So we're going with Pete, me. I'm going with, I got a hot take after this one. I got my old man. Listen, you say what you want about John Valdina, but I'm telling you right now, he backs down from nobody as well. Maybe that's where I get it from, outside of my mother. She's a little hot take too. But anyway, the third is a hot take. Hasbulla. Now wait.
I know where you're going with this. I like it.
Hasbulla will crawl around. First of all, he's of age, right? I think he's 21 regardless. Yep. And he's around the bar. And a fight breaks out. Bottles are smashing everywhere. He's around the knees. He's picking up broken bottles, stabbing people's legs as I'm fucking, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So That's
I
my
knew that's where he was going. I agree with that 100%.
Let's go.
So,
And they might not hit him.
No. Why would they?
yo, Luciani, obviously you heard us all dying. That is great. You know how many? You know how many after parties that I had to like bail him out of getting thrown out of, and then usually by the time I make it to the after party, he's out front being like, "I got kicked out again. Can you let him? Can you get me back in?" I'm like, dude, come on. He's been kicked out of Memorial Hall.
Oh, man.
He snuck in the other locker room one time and tried to fight a guy before he was fighting. That was Chris O'Brien. He tried to go on Chris O'Brien's side of the locker room and was like mean mugging him, trying to fight him before he was fighting, I think, Sniger or something. Dude, Luciani is definitely a screw loose. That's a great pick.
I like it.
That's such a perfect pick for a bar fight.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's the only right answer. It's the best pick. I'm telling you.
I remember when he was on
Wow.
Facebook as Gordo Duck. Do you remember that?
Oh,
He had
what?
He had a fake profile as Gordo Duck. That was his name.
No, I don't remember that.
Dude, he is tapped, and he looks even crazier with that long flowing hair now. Great picks. I don't know if I go with Aspula, but I mean,
Luciano,
Each your
That's
own.
a tactical approach.
Going with Pops, though, that's a
I
good
like
pick.
Pops. Pops is a good pick.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
good.
That's your mistake not going with Hasbulla. Then you got no kneecaps.
True. I mean,
I'll bring big brothers.
okay.
Smart.
All right. Well, I got nothing else for you. You guys got anything else for him?
GG.
Good.
GG.
Hope your weight cut goes good.
Thank you, brother. You too.
Good luck. Have fun.
Thank you.
See you soon.
All right, my man. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Try not to start a fight at the announcements this time.
Yeah, no fights. All right. So why don't did we go to Valdina's video? We haven't shown that.
Oh, nope. Let's.
So
From Draycote, Massachusetts, he's representing Luzon MMA. Let's hear it for Andrew, the Gladiator, Valdina.
boom. There we go. Valdina the Gladiator taking on Seth
Hey,
Bassler.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. And hey, I got to give a quick shout out to Nick Heiler, who put these videos together for us. Thank you, Nick. He's been plugging along behind the scenes, making those quick videos for all our pros. And it is really cool when we have these pros who have fought for us. Because I think everybody on this card, except for Saul fought on a combo card. Everybody's at least fought for us once. So we do actually have footage, which is nice. Because that's the hardest thing when we don't have footage on these guys. You know, we're stuck pulling footage from other shows or just not using it. So shout out to Nick Heiler putting these videos together. I appreciate it. And I cannot wait to see the trailer for the cold open on fight night. So if he gives me a sneak peek, you know me, I can't keep anything to myself. I'll definitely share it with everybody.
Yeah.
We shared a couple videos already. So there you go. But here we are with the champ, Joe Giannetti, who's been hanging out. Do we want to share JoJo's? Yes, we will share JoJo's. JoJo, we'll share that after we kind of go over some things. Cool. So Saul Almeida, what makes you excited about this fight? Give us the elevator pitch why you're pumped up about this fight.
He's been talking for a few years, and we've seen each other in person since. And literally overnight, he's on Facebook talking about me. Next day, he's in my gym trying to, how's it going, buddy? Just get away from me. It's just one of those guys. I've been chasing him for a while. He's a big name. He's a vet. When you're an up-and-comer in the sport, the UFC says we want you to beat a certain type of guy. It's Saul Almeida, somebody who's fought anybody and everybody, everywhere. He doesn't care. So that's the guy. He likes to talk. I like to fight. And a lot of people get those two mixed up.
So obviously you've been out doing your camp out at AKA. You just got back, last week? I don't know if you saw, Saul's out at American Top Team. He just got back this week. you know, are you? And he hasn't fought MMA in about 4 years. So, are you expecting something you haven't seen? Are you anticipating that he's just the same fighter he's always been? Like, he's fought 32 times as a professional going back to 2008 before even Cage Titans was started.
Yeah.
How old were you in 2008?
I was in 8th grade.
Right,
I was starting 8th grade.
Starting 8th grade. So he's been fighting around. There's a lot of video out there.
Yeah.
Are you expecting some new tricks out of him, or you know, what are you kind of expecting?
It's kind of like a fine line, you know. I expect everything that I've seen in every video, you know, whether it be training or in the gym, whatever. But then there's also just that, like, I don't do this training just for Saul Almeida, you know what I mean? Like, I'm training for the best guys in the world. You know, I'm training for Charles DuBronx. I'm training for Dustin Poirier. I'm training for all those guys because that might happen. So I'll go in there ready for everything Saul's shown us, but I'm also going to go in there ready for everything he hasn't shown yet or anything he's picked up along the way. You know, if he's gone down to a good gym like that, I'm sure he's picked something up. But, you know, the looks that I get at AKA, I'm ready for everything. I'm not ready for just world class. I'm ready for the best of the best. So we'll see if that's what I get.
You know, a couple people, I mean, there was a little bit of chatter online when this fight was announced, you know, Saul Almeida, who's that, you know, and kind of like a little bit of disrespect thrown towards your opponent choice, so to speak. Though you don't really get a choice. I just got to tell you who. And usually you say to me, whoever says yes, it is. You know, what would you have to say to those type of guys? Like, what, you know, about Saul, like for anybody that's trying to throw shade off, you know, because clearly they're like, well, he hasn't fought in 4 years. Why are you fighting him? Why don't you fight this guy?
Yeah.
You know how it goes. And you and I talk, and it's like, well, why wouldn't you fight this guy? Why wouldn't you fight this guy? You say, you gave suggestions earlier, talk the talk, and just tell us what you think about that.
As MMA Twitter would say, anybody with that opinion is a casual. You just don't know anything about MMA, especially anything outside of the UFC. Like I said, I give Saul props for what he's done in the sport. Is he a UFC champion, ex-champion? No. But you know how many of those there are out there? You know, some of these guys used to just talk. You know, when I came back after taking a year off and was just training, it was, you know, fighting Darius Estelle. I remember people were saying, Darius, get ready to be hugged for 3 rounds. This is going to be boring. Like, Joe's terrible. Now I'm on a 4-fight win streak, and it's not Joe's bad anymore. Now it's, oh, well, his opponent's bad. He's not fighting good guys. So there's always going to be shit to say, but I'm just going to keep doing me. And you guys are going to watch, so I really don't care. But I'm going to keep winning.
There you go. You know, you mentioned fighting who's in front of you. Went up your last fight. You went up to 170, took your second title at 170. Any thoughts of that, or was that just kind of like the George St. Pierre, you jump up, grab a belt, and you're back at your weight class at 55?
I mean, we'll see. Like, I take that serious. You know, I got 2 belts. It was a huge deal to win the 55 belt, just as big to win the 70 belt, especially with a guy like Billy Goff just getting signed after having it. So we'll see what happens after I win this fight. But, you know, I don't want to hold up a whole division. But I'm really excited that I think that a lot of people, not just my opponents, saw my last fight and they were like, oh, the kid's not that good. I think that fight got me this fight. And if you think me that fought that night at 170 and me this Saturday are going to be the same people, you're in for a rude awakening. I had a lot of fun that fight camp, I'll say that. I was at a lot of barbecues, enjoying being at 170. Could I have been a little leaner, a little better shape? Yeah, for sure. But this one, we did everything. So you guys are going to see something else.
So we're going to see the best Giannetti yet.
100%. You guys are going to see the best Skeletor.
I've definitely seen a different intensity in your fight since that 1 year layoff that you mentioned. I think we've talked about this several times. You know, we always catch up after the fights,
for sure.
and you're always hanging around at brunch, but it's like, it's been a marvel to what brunch?
JoJo loves his food.
Yeah,
Should
I
be
do
nice.
love
Brunch
food,
at
yeah.
Main Street. Adam will cook up the best brunch
my
after you. If
God.
you're not
Spiked
there after
coffee.
the fights, it is the best. But
11
we've-
o'clock, Main
We've
Street.
talked about it, but it's like, this is the trajectory you've been on since that year layoff, since you took those losses, you learned so many, and you're taking that in stride. You're talking about people anticipating you hugging somebody for 3 rounds, but no, you've completely shown the opposite. You've kicked up the aggression, you've kicked up the intensity, you've kicked up the volume, you've kicked up the sitting down on your punches and not fighting nice, if you will,
Yeah, for sure.
anymore. And now you're fighting somebody who was making their professional strides while you were not even on the high school wrestling.
You weren't even on
yet.
algebra.
So-
Algebra yet.
So yes, though Saul Almeida hasn't fought in a few years, he's still.
Though I also remind people, though, like you think when we talk about Saul Almeida, who's been fighting since 2008, it's like, oh, you're fighting over the hill. Old the guy's only 33 years
he's
old.
younger, yeah, he's
He's
not old.
younger than you, Cupcakes.
I know.
Yeah, and he
he's
looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not old by any standards. He
Yeah.
was 18 years old fighting in 2008. So
And I was pumped when I saw, like once we made the fight, I was excited, but then I was also even more excited because like the fact that he went down to ATT and he was kind of, taking a little, I don't want to say page out of your playbook, but like you went away to do your camp. He went down there to do that. Tells me this kid's all in. Like he's not just coming rolling off the couch being like, yeah, I'll take an MMA fight just to see what's up. And he's all in. Like, he picked up his life, went and did a full camp. We're going to see the best Saul Almeida, I'm sure in the last 14, 15 years. I mean, my question on that is, he's a guy, I think he's only been finished once in his career, and that was kind of the thing. Like when you fight Saul Almeida, you're in an ugly fight. It's going to a decision. You saw him fight your teammate Manny Bermudez. Yep. It was an ugly decision that a lot of people thought he won.
Yeah.
What can the fans expect to see you out of you? And, knowing that he's kind of a decision guy, are you looking for a finish? Are you just expecting that you're going to take what comes to you? What do you got going?
I'm just looking to win every minute. It's like you said, he went to ATT, a world-class gym. I'm at a world-class gym, but I'm training with the best of the best, not just, I get to train with world-class guys. I get to train with the guys that beat up the other world-class guys, guys that are all going to be fighting for the title or have in the last few months alone. Get to the UFC, what are you doing? You're fighting world-class guys. So if Saul wasn't before, maybe he's a world-class guy now. And, then that, like I said before, makes him the guy to beat. It really feels like I'm fighting a UFC fight this time, which is what I want. This is, what the UFC wants to see, what I want. And I do want the best version of Saul because after I beat him, nobody can make any excuses. They can't say he rolled off the couch. They can't say Joe picked him because he hasn't fought MMA. They're going to say, wow, that was the best Saul meet I've ever seen, and Joe beat his ass.
Nice. What do you got? Are you pulling somebody up? You got anything?
What are you going to do to deal with his clinch and ground game? Is just like the way that he will attack by not attacking.
Yeah, for sure. And I've said that to a couple people too that were kind of like not ragging on, but curious about the stylistic matchup. That is something that, makes the fight interesting because if you look at my last two losses, like that's his style. Like we're not going to fight, but somebody's going to win. He's going to do his thing. But I've spent so much time, whether I have a fight or don't have a fight, focusing on those holes. And I've definitely fixed them. And if he tries to do that and do his thing, I think that I'll prove that I fixed him rather than saying I fixed it. But like I've been training with some real killers. Habib wasn't out of AK this time, but his cousin Umar was. And he's a 35er. But man, I'd put him up against a lot of 55ers. Like he is a killer. He could be champ right now. He could beat Aljamain 100%. We've all been saying it. And he fights the weekend after. So I'm excited to watch after I get my win.
There you go.
Amazing.
Is that your phone?
That's you.
That's me.
It was mine.
That's Andy.
I was gonna say, damn, that's a loud vibrating. So hold on. Ooh. I love when I get text messages about fights. Anyways, Jeff Haddad, I'll message you in a couple minutes. I might actually have something. So if you're watching, I want to go, we can digest and dissect this fight all day long. I want to get to some fun stuff. I want to talk about your favorite cheat meal. I want to talk about your 3 people that you're taking in a bar fight. But while we prepare for that, let's roll your video now, and then we'll come back in with some of those fun questions to wrap up the show for the end of the night.
My kids or grandkids ever ask, like, were you in the UFC or why weren't you in the UFC? I don't want to say, like, it got hard, so I went another way. I want to do it my way. I want to chase my dreams. And if they don't come true, they don't come true. But if it's a possibility, I'm going to chase it.
Oh, JoJo hits him with a big knee. Oh, he just dropped him.
Finish again like old school Joe Giannetti.
Yeah, January 7th, I'm defending my lightweight title at Cage Titans. I'm looking forward to it. Back down to my home, my weight class. Make another statement for the UFC. They want to see me make 55. They want to see me fight a good guy, so that's what I'm trying to do.
Chris Graham Mason, Matt Cassette, Rob Fong, Calvin Cater. Like, this guy fought anybody and everybody. He was fighting for XCFL, which was a big league back then.
Jeffrey
Jose Aldo's training partner, and he was also his translator for that whole McGregor tour. He's training Masvidal, Masvidal's training partners.
The final point on Joe. So at least try to get there, yeah. And then you wrestle or not, but get him there.
I'm excited to be here for 5 weeks and training with guys like that. My fight's not going to be any harder, for sure.
There we go. If you weren't excited for it, hopefully you're excited about it now. Shout out to Nick Heiler for putting that quick video together for us. Wasn't really quick. Was that your speech at the Tough, or was that something from I Am the Bay?
I have no idea.
Shout out to I Am the Bay. He got some of that
I Am the
footage
Bay.
for us.
He's the man. You know what's funny is I remember saying that like recently, so I might have been in an interview or something, but I don't remember. So props to you for grabbing that.
Nice job, Nick. So we came back. You're 3 people in a bar fight.
Off the rip, cupcakes. Because we've almost had it happen, and he was ready, and we were outnumbered, and we were just like, all right, take out as many as you can, then get out of here. Number 2, I'm probably gonna have to go with Habib. Like for the obvious reasons alone, yes, but
that's cheating. That's but I mean, I guess you do know him.
Yeah, I mean, but if you don't know him, then you're screwed. You're gonna have a bad night.
We'll smash your bar.
Yeah. Number 3. I'm gonna go with De Silva. I'd say
Mike.
Yeah,
That's a good pick.
just because De Silva, like, he used to be bad. I'll tell you what, he used to be bad, but now he'll kind of like look around and be like, "Is it okay if I'm an asshole?" I'm like, "Get on it. We're good."
He just probably picks up people. and
Yeah,
moves them.
that's the other thing too. Is like he doesn't even hurt anybody. Like he'll just grab me.
So
like,
he's just for like intimidation.
yeah, but then he treats people like children, and that'll want you to stop fighting. Like he'll just grab you and be like, "You done?"
Has he ever
Like,
hugged you?
done?
He's hugged you, right? I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, getting hugged.
Yeah, you're not getting out of that. He'll just be like, "You done?" And then you're like, "I feel like a kid."
All right, I like it. All right, cupcakes. Fuck it, we got to go with you. What do you got? Who's your 3?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't go to the bar really.
I mean, not bar. Like, all right, shit went
What
down,
I
right?
saw was a
All
good
right, let's just
reason.
say hypothetically, shit goes down right now, and you have to call 3 people and be like, "Yo, I need you here right now."
Definitely you.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, because he's biting someone.
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
fighting people, man.
Probably, I would have to say Bill Mahoney for sure.
All right.
You know,
He'll bite
I feel like
he's
I'm
an
doing
old
all right.
school. Like he,
All right.
yeah.
Hey, he'll gi choke him.
Somebody's like,
Yeah,
Conrad got
maybe
snubbed.
so.
Oh yeah.
And then, yeah, good
one.
question. There are so many options, but maybe Ginsburg.
Oh.
Am I right?
So
Isn't he scary?
I'm gonna share 2 things, and
Shit.
2 of your people are fucking never tough. I remember one time when I was fighting, and I went around after I started cage shots. I went around to a couple gyms, and I was talking about how I was grappling at other gyms, and talking about how some coaches were pretty good. And Bill Mahoney fucking put me in scarf and whispers in my ear. He's like, and he said something like,
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, and I was just
that,
like-
actually,
"Oh shit, yeah, Bill Mahoney, don't fuck around. Like this guy can get."
he
down."
said something about like your butt, right?
Yeah, no. He's like, just remember that I can put you in a position like this and do whatever I want to you.
Oh,
And there's not a
gross.
single thing that you can do about it. I was just like, yikes.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah. Yep. So he's badass. Ginsburg is probably
He's a sleeper.
Ginsburg is
It's crazy. He's still
I've
super.
the fact I've grappled with Ginsburg, and I will say there is nobody, I promise you, nobody like him. Like his strength, like this
Unreal.
control, dude, he is insane. So those are 2 fucking good picks. Those are 2. And I appreciate you picking me up, picking me, because I
We
mean,
go way
if
back,
you called
so
me,
I
I would definitely show up.
Exactly.
One funny story.
Reliability.
So Johnny, we played hockey together, and before we got into the fight world, but then we were playing hockey probably a few years ago, and he's flipping his shit. Johnny has a screw loose, if you don't know, but you know,
Competition.
that's why. Yeah, he's flipping his shit, and he wants to fight the ref. So I'm just like, Johnny, and I'm like, he's going nuts, and I'm like, listen, let's just go get undressed, and I promise, you want to walk down to the fucking ref locker room, well, I'll go with you. I'm hand in hand with you, brother. Like we'll go fuck some people. We'll fuck the refs up if you really want to. Let's just get undressed and get our equipment off first. And then he sat down and he calmed down. So
When
it
you
worked
say
out.
get undressed and then
Yeah.
look, let's just go get naked.
You gotta snap
Then
his
we'll go
focus.
fuck those guys up.
Well, Johnny, when Johnny's mad, you kind of just want to stay behind. But I was like, if I can convince him to go to the locker room,
It did it.
but he was like, screaming, I don't fucking tell you. I'm like, oh,
I forget
Jesus.
what happened. That guy.
I don't remember what happened either.
That fucking ref.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just like, let's just go. So
It's a
so,
ref. It was probably his fault.
He's dick.
yeah. So Johnny definitely. I appreciate it because I would have you back. I would
know
go.
that. I
You
know
know, I would definitely show up for you, Andy. Andy's already
Three
thinking.
people, yeah. I definitely Chris Mutino definitely. I know he would be there. And
Oh, I got another one for me.
Oh,
Dude,
Tyler
yeah.
Pimentel, you're on my list because
you were on my list. I thought it was cheating.
one time I did call Tyler Pimentel, and I'm tipping my hat, but I was like, I'm gonna go do some shit, and I'm gonna do it. And he actually showed up at my house, and he went with me
I'm not
to
surprised.
do some shit. So yeah,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
For, you know,
I
reasons.
know he lives in Florida now, but George, I'll call George
Oh,
Rivera.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That bar fight would be over
that
pretty
would be
quick.
nice.
He's one nowadays.
It'd be
People
over
will be
quick.
like, "Wow, this
And
guy's
he's fucking
yeah.
huge now.
It doesn't even
True,
matter.
true.
Like,
Yeah.
like even if he was back in his prime, 185 or whatever, he's tipping this doesn't matter. That
Yeah.
bar fight's over real quick. And then a third one.
Hold on, who was this first?
Chris.
Motino.
Oh, Martine. Okay.
So we
And
got
then-
a soulless.
I might have to go with Pete Luciani too. I don't know him that well, but fuck, that's a good pick, man. That's just like,
That is three good
like, I
picks.
bet I could hit
That
him
was
up
good.
and he would just be down to show up and start some shit in the bar.
Yep.
Like,
100%.
Oh yeah, Lally's on.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
I don't
Lally
wanna
Pimentel,
kill anybody.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want to
exactly.
kill anybody.
You don't
Yeah,
want to
we
really
do.
hurt it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we do.
Wow.
I mean, battles wouldn't be a bad pick either.
Of course.
You know,
you show up and people just shit themselves and that's it.
Mike,
Yeah.
good fellow over here. Listen, Valdina, I got into fighting because I like to hurt people. Like,
Remember,
I know
some
I'm a very
video.
happy-go-lucky guy, but like growing up, like I'm kind of like the Hulk. I'm always angry. I put the smile on to kind of suppress my anger. I've been known to show up at a house.
That's why we get along.
That's why, that's why we're all friends, I believe, is because when we do talk about hurting people,
Yep.
we don't call the cops on
I'm
each
getting
other.
like sweaty thinking about like fighting somebody. Like, I'm like kind of like, yo, you guys want to go to Boston tonight? Like, let's do something here. I'm kind of excited. Yeah. Anyways, I need to calm down. I need to calm down.
I'm gonna
I
be
don't
working
take
on
that
it.
shit.
He's gonna
I
go
don't
upstairs
need to
and punch somebody.
I know, seriously. Anyways, let's change the subject. Favorite cheat meal, JoJo.
Favorite cheat meal.
Who are you picking at a bar fight?
I mean, who am I picking? Shit, I don't know. I mean, like I said, Tyler Pimentel would probably be up there because, like Tyler said, I've actually called him and he showed up.
And he'll have a gun.
And he
And
always
he
has a
has a
gun.
That's why I
Just
didn't
got a
pick him
brown belt.
because I was like, damn.
Yeah. So he showed
He's a
up.
brown belt too.
He's a brown belt.
He's
And-
definitely a selection.
Yeah, and because like, yeah, definitely because I've been in the situation. So I'll just leave it at that. I definitely would put Tyler. And
Can't wait
he's
to
there.
watch these in court one day.
I can't wait to talk about this after the camera's off. I
I'm
don't know
trying
what
to
the fuck
think.
this was.
I'm trying to think. I mean, you would
Did I
want like
know?
a big guy. No, you don't know. No. Yeah, we're not. But man, maybe a big guy like I mean, Mikey
Big Mike.
Silva would be
Big Mike's a
fun.
big one.
But I don't think Mikey's too nice. Like he's not gonna. Like, I want somebody that's gonna
Battles.
want to like
Actually,
rip your
Battles.
head off.
Battles.
And Battles is a nice guy. Like I know he likes competition, and he's probably gonna be like, dude, I've been in some bar fights.
You're taking
But-
this way too to fucking
Yeah,
heart.
man.
So like, you're taking it like who would really?
I want somebody
He's
that would
actually
like.
adding his like
No, but I
hearts to
want
his
somebody
contacts
that would
now.
like. If I'm in a fight and it's me or you, like I want somebody that's like not afraid to like.
really throw the fuck down.
You know, I'll try to make a light of it. Be like, I want somebody that's not afraid to cut a bitch.
This is hypothetical, remember. This is
Like,
hypothetical.
Someone who's willing to smash a bottle over one's head just for safety.
Yeah.
Like no, like yeah, like
kneecaps.
honestly, Johnny, like
That's why I
Johnny,
picked
Johnny's
Johnny.
mean. Like he's yeah, I think Johnny.
When you
Listen,
hit someone with a
no,
bar
no,
stool.
no. Listen, in England, when we went to England and I was supposed to fight a certain mophead and it didn't happen. We were in the bar and we didn't know if a fight was going to happen.
Pub,
So I'm
right,
texting
over there.
Yeah. So
Like
I'm texting the promoter. Said, what's going on with the fight? Because if I'm fighting, I'll get a chicken Caesar salad. If I'm not, I'm getting a cheeseburger. Sure enough, 8 or 9 guys come over. They're all his buddies. They're all talking shit. And one comes over to Cupcakes, takes his shirt off, and starts laughing at him, like right next to him, like they're buddies. And he starts laughing, and the kid kind of side-eyes him. I go, he's laughing because he knows that if it pops off, he's going to hurt a lot of you before you take him out. And I'm leaving because I might get caught in the crossfire. And the kid's laugh slowed down, and he slowly grabs his shirt and puts it back on and just walked away. And the rest of them from across the bar started talking shit. But it was just like, Johnny just kind of, and the kid was like, he might be onto something. And he just walked off.
Yeah, all right. Johnny's a good call. I actually told that story.
It's a vibe.
We were doing a
Serial
breakdown
killer
of like
vibe.
the Patty Pimblett, and I think I picked Patty Pimblett to win that fight when we were doing our breakdown a couple weeks back. And I was like, I know my boys are gonna be fucking mad that they tried to fight Pimblett. And
No, I
was like,
want
that's
him.
their story.
Listen. You guys can have this all now.
Listen.
Early access. I want him to win. And then one day when he goes, he wants to fight me because I'm the money fight. Yes, I'm broke. I would love to get paid a lot of money to beat your ass because it'd be easy. There's so many guys with worse records and not get paid a lot of money that I'm going to have to fight to get to fight you and be out in one round with $500,000. So, yes.
You want to fight Patty Pimblett?
Yes.
Oh, of course.
So bad.
Let's go.
So, all right. So changing subjects, who we're gonna beat up?
Food.
Food.
You're a big foodie.
Yes.
We got. We're a little over an hour.
What else
We got
is
10.
there?
We didn't even go over the fight card. Jesus Christ.
I know.
All right, quick, go.
5 guys, burgers, and fries. Here's
Guys.
the thing. You need a milkshake. If you're not getting a milkshake, just don't even go. And then if you're talking like some candy, later on the night, you start snacking, pretzel M&Ms.
Pretzel M&Ms.
Pretzel M&Ms.
Fire.
Dude,
Have
they
you had
went
the
missing
peanut
for a
butter
while.
M&M?
Yes, love them.
Peanut
Second place.
Yeah.
Pretzel, peanut butter, regular M&Ms.
What are you putting in your shake?
In the shake? So the one that I have to try next, I heard Oreo and bacon.
Ooh.
That's disgusting.
Oreo and bacon in a shake. That's on my
Oreo
list.
pieces.
Oh, I've heard bacon
Yes.
in a shake.
Yes.
But that's still
So I
disgusting.
ordered it once at one of the Five Guys. That is not a great Five Guys because their shakes are the only thing that's bad.
Oreo and bacon?
And bacon. So I ordered just bacon in my shake, and they literally just like put some bacon in a cup and then made my milkshake. And I didn't get it till the end. Bacon. You ever had a maple
was
glazed
just at the
donut with bacon
bottom?
on it?
No.
Fantastic. Maple glazed
It's
donut with
amazing.
bacon.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Nope.
absolutely amazing. Everybody said I was nuts, and then I brought a box to the gym.
What's
They're like, where'd you
nuts?
get these?
No, it's amazing.
No.
So
I
the
love
bacon was just at the
milkshakes.
bottom.
Hold on.
And I
Don't
love
dip the food
bacon.
in the milkshake.
No, you
Here's the
can't.
thing.
That's gross.
No, you dip the fries in the milkshake. You give the burger a little dab in the milkshake.
Nope.
If you go to Wendy's, you put the chicken nugget in the milkshake. Yes.
You put the lime in the coconut.
You can
You
do
don't-
that too.
you
Don't
don't
put
do
that in
it.
the milkshake. That won't be good.
You
But everything
don't-
else in the shake. Just a dip. You don't have to drown it like it's a Chips Ahoy in a cup of milk.
If you say so.
I drink your
Joe's going
I am
up to
cutting
205.
weight, by the way. So this is a very
Everything
good
looks good.
Yeah, it's a deep question.
All right, so Joe, obviously it's the week of the fight, so we don't want to keep you here longer. I got one last question for you. Besides your fight, what fight are you looking forward to on this fight card?
So like Valdina, Battles was the fight I was looking towards the most. My buddy back in California, Deron Wynn, is actually friends. They were college roommates and won some titles together in wrestling.
Him
So
and Jameel Jones.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that he was actually telling me like, oh, it's actually going to be a good fight, all this stuff. So that
All right, we can't talk about why are we talking about the fight that's not happening?
because you
Talk about the one
asked.
that's happening.
Because we can dream,
Anyways,
can't we?
yeah, we could dream. It's America.
I will say here, hint for Battles fans, the hope is that we will be making an announcement regarding him on Saturday. So, wink.
What?
We're hoping to make an announcement about Battles. On
Oh,
Saturday.
okay, cool.
So, boom, go.
Anyways, Valdina is probably the fight I'm looking forward to the most, because they're both just going to, it's going to be kind of like a Killer Cam fight. I think they're both going to step into the middle and throw, and I think someone's going to sleep. And from past experience, we see it's not Valdina. So I'm excited for that one.
So you're excited for the Valdina fight. All right, cool. Jojo, it's been awesome having you. Thank you for hanging out with us. We look forward to seeing you on Friday on Weight, ready to defend that title against Salamita. If you haven't got your tickets yet, I know that Joe's still hawking tickets.
Mezzanine.
He'd love to sell you some
I
tickets.
like how that on weight was like a little slow. Yes, I'll be on weight. He was like on weight.
Oh,
100%. Just,
I mean, whatever.
I'll be on weight. Shawnee's got the day off. She's in control. I'll be on time.
On
So,
time.
yes,
I'd
I will
rather
be
he's on time.
Am I on
I will be
on
on
like
time.
weight cut duty this
What's
time?
Yeah,
What time?
Johnny,
That
I
was
was
the
like,
greatest
Johnny,
thing
I'm like,
ever.
you got to get to the gym because people aren't making weight. Get there and push them in the sauna.
That was the greatest thing. I wasn't even dying, but I was definitely at that point where I was like, this sucks.
It was
Like, this is
fun.
just horrible. And then Johnny came in, the mood lifted. I was like, oh, I got this
The
all day.
mood
Thank
lifted.
God. I was like, why are you here?
Yes.
All right. So thank you so much, Jojo. We are going to go down the entire card because it's fight week and we have to. So we're going to let Joe go. We got a quick little video recapping all the fun knockouts and moments from 2022. And then we'll be right back. So
more
the
videos.
video. More
See you
video.
guys Saturday.
That right hand. Oh my God. Oh my God. First round knockout for David Burke. That right hand was on absolute piston, and he just slept you down. All over the shorts. Oh, they're both exchanging hands here. Oh! Jared Bakanowski lands a left hook from hell. Shots and just not even. Phased by that one.
Wow. Monster overhand.
Julian Connerton telling him to stay down, getting the standing 8 count from Andrew Chaprazi, making it to 7, and she's calling it off. First round knockout in our first Muay Thai fight of the evening, and that's something you very rarely see. What a right hand from Julian Jiggy Connerton. That was another one. He didn't even hear anything. That's it. What a punch from Eric. The kicks from Eric London were devastating, and Hassan Graham just had to time out that right hand off of those leg kicks, and once he found it, he let off a barrage, an uppercut that sent London to the mat, and the follow-up ground and pound right in front of us was brutal.
He's right on it. Knocks the monitor over. And the Mountain Dew. Good finish. Good finish. You good? That was a good finish. Excellent job. Right on his opponent. They threw him right into us. Oh, right into us. Great fight, great strategy, straight punches up the middle, knees to the body.
There's a big right hand. He's hitting the ball. He might be hurt. Piles is he's done it. Oh, that's it. Let's go. Wow. What was that? 30 seconds separated into the first. Bracco might be finding his groove. Oh!
Yeah, beautiful stoppage. Great stoppage. Just in time. And it was right as Bracco landed a shot of his own. McDougal eats the back fist, pulls back, and fires that right hand down the pipe and slept Ben Bracco. And good, Steve Rita jumped in at the precise right time to stop that follow-up shot from landing cleanly, too. But great stoppage from referee Steve Rita there. And
save that for OnlyFans.
Great face. That was something. I missed it. I looked away for 2 seconds and missed it. Thank God we got a replay here. Put him up. And then another uppercut in the follow-up. I believe so. Big. What happened? Big shot lands on Hassan Graham. Big shot landed for Hassan Graham. Kind of buckled Vega, and then he followed it up with an uppercut.
He seems lasered in here, especially in the clinch he's found himself.
I don't know about that. It looked like a nut shot there, followed by a right hand, but it doesn't look like Chris Burke saw the low blow. So he has from both of these guys. Oh! Big left hook from Brooks.
He sat him down with that one. Back of the head slap there. Oh, Sriracha moving in on the single line.
And he does have that single.
In the back of
That
the
might be
head.
it. Oh, I don't think Will Smith is happy with that. Lionel Lee.
He got clipped bad twice, got knocked down, and then when he got up, you could see him kind of leaning back into the cage. For an amateur fight, 2 flash knockdowns immediately like that, I can't complain.
Now remember, this is 5 rounds, so you might see guys pace themselves. They might probably not. That doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
We'll see.
You might see them pace themselves a little differently here because they have more rounds to go through.
That right hand. Oh my God. Oh my God.
That is
First round knockout for David Burke. follow-up punch. Lightning fast.
Lightning fast. 10 seconds, 15 seconds, I think, of throwing, and wow. That was crazy.
Wow.
He almost knocked him out, I think, tripped and fell, slipped out, and then got back up to his feet and then finished him again.
It was a right hand that wobbled him, and he slipped. Gets up, left, right hook right away. Oh,
Right on the-
Brian Miner tried getting there in time. David Burke lands one more for good measure. And Chidafra
Right on the
already
front,
back
let's
up
go.
to his feet, recovering. But man, what a knockout for David Burke. And the fights just keep delivering. I got to get a timestamp on that. Wrap that up. That was
I'll go down real quick.
Oh, what happened? I thought we had 30 seconds. And we're
I
already
thought
back.
it was 10
No,
seconds.
not
It was
quite.
quick 10 seconds.
All right, quick 10 seconds. What's going on, everybody? We are back. Hopefully, like those, what were those all knockouts from 2022? It was a great little fight. So we're going to go right into the fight card. I know that some people are tuning in because they love hearing us talk about their fight. So without further ado, kicking things off, we have a Muay Thai fight, 145 pounds. We have Teddy Politis out of Evolution Athletics up in Maine, taking on Avery Andrews out of US MMA. Avery, we've seen he fought Mike Albert.
Yep, I remember that.
Then he went to a draw with Tyler Smythe in a kickboxing fight back at Combat Night 3.
Wow.
And here he is. Teddy Politis was looking for an MMA fight, and it was very similar to when Avery fought Tyler Smythe, both out of Evolution Athletics. We couldn't find an opponent for Smythe. He's like, screw it, give me something. I'll fight Muay Thai, whatever. And Avery stepped in and fought Smythe. And the same thing happened here with Politis. He had no options for MMA. We were trying to set up a title fight for him because he is 4-1 in MMA, and we couldn't come to fruition. We're targeting him possibly for Mike D'Antidormi for our next card. But he wanted to stay busy and stay active, so he's throwing his hat into the Muay Thai ring, and Avery Andrews and Teddy Politis are kicking things off for Cage Titans 57. It's our one and only Muay Thai fight of the night.
That's a great way to kick things off, too. The quicker rounds, quicker fights, high-paced action, and Politis making his debut. We've seen Avery Andrews go to war a few times, so we're in for an exciting 6 minutes or less to start things off before we go into our first debut versus debut fight of the night, as Dion Perry out of Triforce is making his debut against Kai Michel out of PMA. I'm not even familiar with that
PMA,
camp
they're out
whatsoever.
of Rainham. It's actually their first time fighting in the MMA
All
cage. Their Cage Titans debut, but also their MMA school debut. This guy, Kai, is a lifelong martial artist. I believe he's been training for like 10 years.
Okay.
This is a traditional martial arts school, but they've been trying to develop this MMA program, and Kai's going to be their foray into it.
That's awesome.
And we're going to see how they do. Hopefully the guys from Rainham, PMA, show up and show out and support their guy making their first walk to the cage as a representative of the school. As for, Dion Perry out of Triforce, long lineage of fighters that have come out of Triforce. He's just another in the long list. Dion trains down there with all those guys, Duma, Santiago, all those
Rubio,
guys.
all those savages down there. So they got a couple of guys fighting, making their debuts at Cage Titans 57. So those young bucks out of Providence are going to be, or Pawtucket are going to be getting the rounds in together and fully prepared for this. So those are two debuting fighters taking on each other, and those are always exciting matchups.
All right, you want to take the next one, Johnny?
I
We'll
will.
boom, 1, 2, 3.
Bang.
So the next one's 140 amateur MMA between Hannon Sanford out of CMBJJ, and he's against Jack Noon, who's fighting out of South Shore Sport Fighting, making his debut in the cage.
You might be familiar with Jack. Tell us a little about Jack. Hannon
I am.
Sanford, he's out of Maine, Jesse Erickson School. So, a guy like Jesse who's been around fighting for so many years, this guy's going to come with a good ground game. And, he has yet to get victory in his cage so far up at NEF. So he's going to try his luck down here in Massachusetts, making that voyage down to Mass. But Jack's a training partner of yours. What can you tell us about Jack?
Yeah, Jack is ready, young, hungry kid, blue belt, tons of experience in the jiu-jitsu competitive scene, just doing, a tournament every other weekend, more or less, for the last couple of years. And Hannon is a stud. He looks like a stud. I mean, his record doesn't reflect it, but I understand, fought some stiff competition. And I have a feeling that in our third fight of the night, we're going to see a highly competitive matchup. I feel like these amateurs are always delivering, especially as of late. We're seeing higher and higher level matchups at the amateur rank. So I guarantee this one delivers.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for it. And South Shore is known for their nicknames. Can you hint us a little bit on the nickname?
I think it's still in the works.
Yeah, you'll wait. Have to wait.
Yeah, at the last minute. Bill's actually been up whispering in Andy's ear like minutes before the fight.
Literally, yep.
I offered up the big spoon noon. I think that'd be good.
Yeah, the big spoon noon.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. All right, next.
You're a boss.
You want me to go?
That's yours.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm up next. Next up, we
1,
got
2, 3.
Lindsay Kelly out of Evolution Athletics, our second fighter coming down from Maine out of Evolution Athletics, taking on Amanda Ferreira out of Gorilla Crew. She's training over with Jake Pilla in his school, the Gorilla Crew. So, yeah, man, Lindsay Kelly, out of Evolution. Nate Libby has all his guys always ready. Tyler Smythe's fighting later on in the main event of the undercard with the title unification at flyweight. But those guys at Evolution are always killers. They always come ready to fight. They're always traveling. They basically fight every other month or every month. So, their school's always ready. And I'm excited to see Lindsay Kelly. She came up short in her debut, but it was a very quick fight. So I expect to see a lot out of her. And as for Amanda, this is Amanda's Cage Titans debut. We've been talking for a while about fighting for us, and I'm stoked to see it. She was training with the guy Walter Smith Catito and Joey Gomez. Now she's over with the Gorilla Crew, so she's been training with some killers. So I'm stoked to see that. This is our only female fight on the card, and as people know, the females always bring it, and it's usually the fight that I always get asked about. How many girl fights are there? Fans love it, so I'm sure they're going to deliver.
Yep, it's the only one of the night too, so very well could steal the show as we move on to the next fight. Two debuting fighters making the debut against each other. Santi Munoz had a Triforce. We saw him in a grappling super fight, I believe, in the last card or 2 cards ago. So they kind of tested the waters there. Now he's putting on the gloves and throwing fisticuffs. And he's going to be taking on Drew Arpin at a Lozon MMA, who was brought up earlier when we were talking to Valdina. Workhorse, as he was mentioned today. I've put in a few rounds with him over the past few months. Anytime I go into Lozon's, real tough kid. Been training a while now and been putting the work in, getting the rounds in with the likes of Valdina, Connor Matthews, Pete Luciani, all those guys. So he's really put in the preparation. I'm excited to see this young man make his debut. I know he's been excited to do it for a while. And Santi Munoz already gotten a taste of it in there in the grappling super fight. Savage at a Triforce. That's going to be a really fun matchup in a debut versus debut fight. Circle that one for a sleeper fight of the night.
Circled. Noted.
Yeah, speaking of circling fights, I'd say that this next one is
Perfect
one
segue.
that
That's what they
be-
call a segue.
Right, yeah. But we got the 145 amateur MMA fight between Brett Layton out of Trifecta and Joe Atala, 2-1 out of Local Lobo. These both guys are like jabbering to get at each other.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, yeah.
You had
there's
him
a
on.
lot
You
of
guys had
trash
him on
talk.
Table Titans.
Yes, we did.
So that was the week I was away. How did that go?
It went well, I thought. Good interview. Joe is a boisterous, I think.
Yeah, he
if I'm
is.
using that correctly. He definitely has a lot to say and feels like this is a huge opportunity for him. He felt maybe a little bit disrespected by Layton. Layton kind of didn't seem like he agreed, but Joe felt like he was talking. He felt that Brett was talking trash online and disrespecting Joe. So Joe came in hot.
I think Joe just likes Joe. Joe's one of those fighters that brings in the intensity. I've dropped off tickets. I stop by the gym and see him in Local Lobo, and he is just intense. Every time I walk in there, he's like in your face and like roaring, ready to go. I'm super stoked to see how that's going to translate in the cage. And as for Brett Layton, I mean, we've seen Brett Layton fight so many times. He's another spark plug. This kid he has, obviously, if you don't know, he has an identical twin brother, and these guys literally hit each other with hammers for fun. And that's not a joke. I'm not talking about like mocking like he has a hammer and he's throwing punches at his brother. Like he was on our podcast a few years ago when his brother hit him with a hammer. These guys are insane. Brett Layton, like there's nothing that Joe Atala, Simba as they call him, is going to throw at Brett that he hasn't seen before and that he's not going to take with a smile. This fight right here is going to be a high-level, highly contested amateur fight. Brett's been away from the cage for a little while, and he has so much, that he feels that he's going to bring out. And as for Simba, I believe he's in the Coast Guard. Did he tell you guys that? I think he's in the Coast Guard. So he's up here stationed, and he's looking forward to showing Massachusetts what he brings to the cage. So, man, this is definitely going to be a good one.
Yeah, 100%.
Next up, you heard Andrew Valdina talking about him earlier.
Oh,
is it me? I thought it goes this way.
yeah, no, it's you, yeah.
It's me, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So next up, we got Josh Rodriguez out of Gym X in New York, taking on Tyler Menard out of Lausanne. Tyler Menard, you heard Valdina talking about him, one of his roommates, his long-awaited debut. And I got to give a quick shout-out to Josh Rodriguez because Menard had at least 2 or 3 opponents pull out on him, and Josh answered the call on a little over a week notice to take this fight. He is 1-0 in kickboxing. He's 0-1 in MMA. So he has been inside the cage before. He's had some success with the stand-up. We'll see how this goes if it goes to the ground. Obviously, it's no secret that Tyler Menard has a great ground game. But knowing that, it's going to be intriguing because, does he know that he has his ground game in his back pocket? So maybe he wants to come out and throw some strikes and see how he can do in stand up.
Yeah.
And knowing that he has the safety blanket of his ground game and so much confidence in it. I don't know. We'll see how this one plays out. But I'm excited to see this guy out of Lausanne's because a lot of the guys have been talking about him. And I'm stoked to see this fight. I said that word.
When Lausanne's are talking about how high level your ground game is, you must have pretty darn good ground.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they are very good at ground. So
yeah, they're known for the ground game. So yeah, we're gonna see what happens. And Josh Rodriguez, I believe he is going away to the Marines. So this was it kind of was like the perfect storm. He wanted to take a fight before he went to boot camp or something like that.
Badass.
So right when it was somebody heard that I was looking for a fight, they were like, oh, I got the guy. He was hoping he could find something. So Josh Rodriguez taking on Tyler Menard in our second last fight on the undercard, which segues to our title unification card fight. And go ahead.
I love this fight just as much as any other fight on the card. Tyler Butterknife Smythe out of Evolution Athletics taking on Nate Russell out of FAA. Both guys have held the belt before. Smythe going to be defending it for the first time against someone who's held it before. They both won it against Joe Poirier, respectively, and then Nate Russell kind of was thinking
just made me think, how the hell? I don't know. Does Nate have the belt?
No, he gave the belt up because he was thinking.
No, I know the background, obviously.
Yes, but he never technically lost the belt. So
he's walking out with a belt.
He relinquished it.
He relinquished the belt. It's not a title unification belt. It shouldn't be. Tyler Smythe is technically defending the belt against Nate Russell. Russell's going for it a second time, kind of like Cejudo was going to go for, even though he never lost the belt. He retired, relinquished the title.
I like title for unification.
Why not? Because he never technically lost it. It's amateur, so who gives a fuck? We make the rules, and that's what it is. But it's a great fight nonetheless because both guys are just in there to test themselves against the best competition possible.
Shit, I have Nate coming out second.
This is the best 2 125.
You might have to, yeah. I was thinking that was a little peculiar as well, but Tyler Smythe is technically the reigning defending champion right now, and Nate Russell is the
They're both champs. I'm fucking making the call right now. They're both champs. That
doesn't make any sense.
Someone's got to come out first.
I'm not going to argue he's going to make it up at however the way he's going to do it.
Well, Russell is a champ of multiple promotions, right?
Who vacated the belt so Tyler Smythe could win it against Joe Poirier.
He did which he did,
and now he's coming back for it. So he never lost the belt, but he did vacate it, and nonetheless, it's a savage fight, which is what I'm trying to get at. Both guys are dogs. Both guys like challenges.
Yep.
Both guys don't want to take any fight other than someone who has the gold. Nate Russell was on a mission to capture every single belt in New England. Cage Titans was the only one he evaded. He got that, checked off the last goal that he had as a fighter and vacated the belt. Tyler Smythe comes in saying, I want that belt. I want to beat the guy that just fought for it. He chokes out Joe Poirier and then jumps up a weight class to try to capture a second belt. Didn't go his way against Arthur Mapofu. Now he's back down to defend the belt against
This fight's going to be bananas.
This fight is absolutely insane. It's a belt that is.
He was 10 seconds away from winning his second belt.
It really was a crazy fight, and you know that he is going to learn from those, from that
That's
fight.
probably worse than like people were talking about last year. Glover Teixeira was 30 seconds. He was up on all 4 cards.
Yeah.
It was a shutout, wasn't it?
Not quite, but
he was up, 3-1.
He might have been. It was pretty
He was
close.
3-1 in 30 seconds. I would say that was Smythe up 4-zip with 10 seconds to go.
I don't know. It depends. It really depends. You can make an argument on that. It was a closer fight than that, but I think Smythe might have won the first 3 rounds for sure. But doesn't matter. He's got another test in front of him, and Nate Russell. This fight is gonna be bonkers. Both guys have cardio. Both guys are able to finish it anywhere the fight takes place. Both guys are hungry to walk away with the gold. And the amateur titles have produced some of the most entertaining fights that we have seen in Plymouth Memorial Hall. And this particular weight class has had some very savage hands that have held it. And
sorry, we don't have any more guests.
Yeah, we don't have any more guests.
Yeah,
we don't
we
need the
don't
headsets.
need I'm sweating.
As much, but
Me too.
I know I'm sweating down here too. But yeah, that fight's bananas. It's going to close off the undercard. Amateur title fights, always some of the best fights that are produced at Memorial Hall, and at the flyweights, nonetheless. That's high pace, high action, high cardio, highly skilled. Don't blink.
There you go, John.
Now
You know
we're
this guy.
The main card we move on to. Josh Beauparlon. Where's he fighting at right now? Team Greenlight.
Yeah.
He's fighting Jerry Muse.
Captain America.
Yeah, I
Remember him?
I remember
He fought,
definitely.
Zach
Zach.
Sabatino.
Yep. And he's
They
fighting
fought to a
out of
draw, right?
Sitio Tom.
Correct.
They did. Yeah. Yep.
They did.
So
Yeah,
Bull
that's gonna be
Parley,
interesting.
funny thing.
We both
I fought him. Johnny fought him. Ken Millie made his debut against Bull Parlin
Oh, all right.
at Cage Titans like 5. Josh has been away from the cage since 2012, 2013. The last few years he's relocated to Maine. He's been taking like, I guess backyard fights are like a big thing. Like
Okay,
I'm not into it, but like remember Marcel Romero? He was in the back. What was it called? The
What do
Backyard
you
Brawlers.
I don't even know what it is.
Whatever it was, and
There's
he
a
was like
few big
undefeated.
ones.
Yeah. So Bull Parlin's actually been taking some fights up in Maine. I remember he sent me that was what kind of he sold me that he flatlined this guy, knocks him out cold, and he's like, Mike, I've been working on my game. You think I get the fight with this video? And I was just like, dude, he fucking knocked this guy silly. It was pretty good. So I said, yeah, let's get your medicals done and see if we can bring you back into the fold. And we've been talking about it for about 6-7 months. He actually came down to one of the fights and was working security for us. And it was like up my ass about fighting. So
that.
Josh Beauparlin, you've been asking me for 6 damn months. We finally got your fight. Street Beefs,
Simmons.
that was it. Street
Yep,
Beefs.
Simmons.
And he's taking on Jerry Muse. And Jerry was pretty excited about this opportunity because he's in the military. He's raising money from this fight, taking all his ticket sales in his purse and donating it to the veterans. Memorial Hall's obviously a veterans hall. So it was very important to him to try to get this opportunity to get on this fight card. It didn't look like it was going to happen, but at the last minute, we were able to throw this fight together in the last week to add another fight to open up the fight, the main card. So Josh Beauparlin versus Jerry Muse.
That's gonna be
And
good.
we'll see it. We'll have some fun with that one.
Yeah.
All right. Next up. Man, Johnny, you fought almost
I know,
everybody.
right?
Another former opponent, Johnny, Seth Bassler, is making his Cage Titans return. We had his opponent, Andrew Valdina, on earlier. We don't really got to break it down. We kind of already talked about it, but our second fight of the main card will be Seth Bassler taking on Andrew Valdina. And stick around because I have something very important about the stream that I'm going to announce at the end of this.
Another good one.
You're up, Ando.
Ando, what the fuck?
One of those
Ando.
circle.
Do you like this one?
Yeah, this is a circle
Ando,
one.
Andy. It's Andy. What the hell?
Ando.
I was going to say
my name,
Andy Go, but I was like,
And why would you say that?
Ando and Go.
No,
Andy Go. It's been a long show.
And why? No shit, it's been a long night.
All right, go.
But yeah, Matt Denning versus Aaron Hughes. We've had both of these guys on. Matt Denning out of Denning's MMA, Aaron Hughes at a regiment. Dan's been around a long time, 8-16. He's on a bit of a streak right now where he's won 3 out of his past 4, something along those lines, and had a bunch of quick finishes. He's kind of a do or die type of character. Aaron Hughes fought for an amateur title, sitting at 2-3 as a pro. Another solid finisher in his own right who can finish with submissions. He's got the knockout power and is looking to catch his stride. And both of these guys really are looking forward to squaring off against each other. I think both of these guys have a first round heavy clash of styles that are going to meet in the middle, and it's kind of going to be a gunfight till someone goes down. And if we're graced with the second round or more, we're going to see what both guys have in the tank and see what unfolds. So very exciting matchup between both of these guys. I know both of them are training real hard and focused to keep momentum going. So stoked for Denning versus Hughes.
Yeah, we got some guys that like to get under each other's skin. These guys,
They're having fun.
they're having fun with it.
You can tell,
they're enjoying it. They're looking forward to the matchup. I think they have a lot of respect for one another. It'd be interesting because, when this fight was kind of put together, was it a little too early in Hughes' career to be taking a fight like this with somebody who's fought professionally over 25 times? Maybe that was a little bit on Denning's mindset. Like, is he going to take this fight? And Hughes is kind of like, this is the type of fight I need to win if I want to continue on my career. And I think that both guys are at interesting crossroads. Denning's fought a who's who of everybody across his career. So, he said that he has a couple more fights left in him this year, and he's looking forward to it. So, first one of the year, he's probably going to be on a fight card next month, and the month after that, and the month after that. So we get the first fight of Matt Denning's 2023 when he takes on Aaron Hughes. So there you go. We had one half of this fight on. You go ahead, Johnny.
We did. We got next one up. A huge pro bantamweight matchup. Kam Arnold fighting 2-0 out of Team Recon. And he's taking on Will Sriracha. Is it going? Sriracha Smith. 3-5 out of Black Wolf. And this fight is, I don't even know exactly how to break this fight down because I feel like it could go so many different ways. It just depends on how these two guys decide to approach the fight. Well, we know most likely how Kam is going to approach the fight, so it's going to be more about what is Will Smith's game plan for someone like Kam Arnold.
Yeah, I'm intrigued for this because Kam is that guy who comes in and he's smashing you in the first round.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of his MO, and he makes
grenades for hands.
Like he makes no mistake about what he's trying to do. But a guy like Will Smith with so much experience, high level experience, he's been fighting for a long time. He's seen it all before, and it's going to be interesting to see how Kam handles somebody that Will Smith's like he fights with precision and he's a very technical striker, and I don't think Will Smith's very emotional either when he fights, so he's going to be very cool, calm, collective. He's not going to let I would not think that he's not going to let Kam impose his will on him. I don't know, man. This fight is very exciting. It's so early in Kam's career to be taking a fight like this, so hats off to Kam. I think we're going to see a lot out of both of these guys, and you guys are in for a treat on this one. Andy's already sleeping over here.
Yeah, no, I've been done for an hour.
You can go. We can wrap it up.
Yeah, we only got a couple fights left. We're almost done.
So next up, we had our co-main event. We got Marcus Andrew taking on Peter Barrett. We had these guys on earlier in the season for Table Titans. Marcus coming up from Louisiana. He came up on short notice, like a week and a half notice in his first time he fought for us. And, we owe what all of our status, you do us a favor, you take a short notice fight. We owe you one. We owe you one with full camp. And Marcus is making his way back up. He's taking on a tough opponent in Peter Barrett. But again, Marcus is no stranger than coming up to, into someone else's home state and taking on the tough hometown guy. This time he does it with a little bit of camp behind him. He had probably 8 weeks, I think. We made this fight back in November, so he's had a long time to prepare for this opponent. We're going to see, refreshed, prepared, ready to go Marcus Andrew. And Peter Barrett, if you've been around Cage Titans, I think he's only second to you, Johnny, with the most appearances inside Cage Titans. Cage. So if you're a Cage Titans fan, you know all about Peter Barrett. You know what to expect. So this fight should be a fun one. And maybe Marcus will bring us some gator because on the show he said he's going to bring us some gator.
Oh, is that what it was?
Was
Yeah.
it gator? Remember he was talking about the gator? Oh no,
Frog
bullfrog.
legs. Frog legs.
Bullfrogs.
Yeah.
Then he sent me a video. I don't think we ever showed it. He sent me a video of him pulling a fucking gator out of a swamp.
When we asked him what would you bring us to do if we went there, he actually said hunting. Like both of the things he said, well, we would go gator hunting or bullfrog hunting. I'm like, this dude's fucking with us, right? No,
he was not.
dead serious.
He was not fucking with us. So there you go.
It's the way of the world down there.
All right, Andy, bring us home.
Hey, we already have one of them on tonight. Joe
Always do.
Giannetti taking on Sal Almeida in the main event, kicking off 2023 Cage Titans 57. Sal Almeida made his pro debut when Joe Giannetti was a mere middle schooler, and here we are that many years later. That's him catching the gator. It is what it is. But here we are 15 years later, and they're fighting each other in a main event. Sal Almeida still only in his early 30s in age, but he's had such a decorated career fighting a slew of people who were in the UFC already. He fought Calvin Cater back in the day.
He fought back to back. Bissett, Font, and Cater.
Yep.
Back to back and decision, all three of them.
Yep. So we know what he's made of. We know what he's capable of. And Joe Giannetti wants to be the next name on that list to pass the test that is Sal Almeida. And Sal Almeida wants to stop the momentum that Joe has had in the resurgence of his career. Honestly, he's on an impressive streak with some serious improvements to his game, and it's been exciting to watch. And Sal Almeida, though he's been taking some time off, we know he's not easy for anybody to finish at any weight class that he fights at. And though he hasn't been performing, he's been training, he's been traveling to put in the work for this camp. He's been hungry and talking for this fight and asking for it. I don't even think I've mentioned it, but a couple of times I've run into him and he's been asking for this fight. So that these guys have been hungry to face each other, and we're less than a week away from that. And only one way to do it is to get tickets off these guys. Show up at Plymouth Memorial Hall on January 7th. Get there early with the VIP passes, the Valdina passes, whatever we're naming that. Get your seats early. And
JoJo just texted me. I need 7 hall passes.
There we go.
I already sold them. I said they're sold out. There's no more hall passes.
Well, don't get your hall passes then. Hit up your fighter, get your tickets, or check out CageTitansFC.com and buy your tickets online. And if not, we got a brand new stream service that we're going to be
We're going to talk about that in a minute.
That's what we got to be talking about that. So there's your segue.
Sal Almeida's last post. This coming Saturday, I'll make sure to remind people exactly who the fuck I am.
I like it.
And that's the type of energy that I love to see at Saul. And, when you've been away from a cage for so long, and you're deciding if you want to come back and who you want to come back, that tells you a lot. Like, this guy has been, you just mentioned it. You never told me that, actually. But he's always been asking about Joe. He's been keeping an eye on this guy. And that tells me that this is not just a on the whim. A lot of times guys will ask me to fight, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Ask me next week. And if you really want to, I'll hear from you next week, and I'll never hear from him again. This is a fight that he's been talking about. That tells me that there's something going on in his head that he sees, that he thinks he's going to exploit. And that's the story of this fight for me, is what does he see out of JoJo that he thinks he can exploit? Because he's not an idiot. He coaches guys. He's a black belt. He's been around the block many of times.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't, and he's not a piss and vinegar 19-year-old kid that's like, I'll fucking fight. I've had guys be like, I'll fight JoJo. I don't care. I'll fight everybody you got, all the best guys. And it's like, okay, no, you won't, but just shut up. I'll humor the guys.
Hey, he said he would beat Manny, and he
almost
did.
That's why this fight is so exciting for me.
He may be
and I'm telling you guys, this is a fight that you definitely want to see this Saturday night. So, like Andy said, hit up your favorite fighter, get your tickets, CageTitansFC.com for your tickets if you can't meet up with a fighter. And that's it. Before I go to our big announcement for our streaming service, Johnny, what's your one fight you're looking forward to?
I'm going to say the Kam Arnold and Sriracha.
All right.
I think that fight is going to be explosive.
All right.
And it's going to dictate what happens for that landscape of that 135 division, which is just popping.
I mean, think about it. You throw in, Kam Arnold, Will Sriracha, Jeff Joy, Andrew Valdina,
Party,
obviously. You got Seth Bassler popping back in. There's a lot of fun. Johnny Cupcakes. You got all kinds of goodies. What do you got, Andy? Which one are you circling?
There's so many of them to circle, man. It really is. But the amateur title fight's always one between Smythe and Russell. I really like the Santi Munoz and Drew Arpin fight. Those guys are two debuting amateurs, and normally we don't have much intel on them, but I just happen to have a little bit of intel on both of those guys, just enough to be able to make a story, and it's something I'm really excited for instead of going in dark. It's usually tough to circle those. You can always circle those because you never know what you're going to get, but
You do know.
this one I think is going to be fireworks. Both guys are showcased a lot of heart already, and even though they haven't taken it into the cage yet. So I think that that's a fight that can be circled. And Lindsay Kelly and Amanda Ferreira, you've got to circle the ladies too. They're going to be throwing down. They're on a mission to steal
Going
the show.
down the road
so.
of circling the whole card.
Well,
Circle the whole damn
what
card.
the fuck happens? That's why we go through and
Circle
ask all these redundant questions. We're going to say the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. We always bring
them
it.
all.
It's the best damn venue. Get your tickets off your fighters. It's fight week, motherfuckers. Let's get
Cage
this damn
Titans
shit.
across the board on all the social media. And with that being said, I'm excited to announce today that we have a new streaming partner for 2023, and Cage Titans will now be streamed on Spectation Sports. The guy who reached out and started this company used to be with Flow Combat when we were back with Flow Combat years and years ago, before streaming was cool. And Spectation Sport was developed over COVID as a way to, because MMA was like the only sport that was really going on during COVID, and they were looking for places to bet. Like, you know, all these bet places had no bets being placed because there was no sports. So this was a brainchild of the fact that MMA was one of the only sports going on, and people that were gamblers they want to bet, they want to play, they want to get involved. So this was kind of a brainchild of that, and Spectation Sports was born. And
So you get to watch and bet
live. Yes, absolutely. So I'm pretty stoked for this. I think it's a great opportunity. You know, we've really been developing our stream over the past year and a half. We've been putting a bunch of pieces in place to make this happen. And this past year was like our growing pains and kind of learning the ins and outs. And we've done a tremendous job of growing our stream service and our product that we show to the world, because admittedly for so many years, it was like, I never really cared about the stream service. Like, we did stream our fights, but I was so focused on the live event, I didn't really worry about it. So like this past year, we got the big lighting rig now to help with our cameras and all that stuff. We got some additional cameras. We bought some new lights. We bought a bunch of new equipment. We're really trying to hone this stream in, and that's what we did this past year. And when Brian reached out and asked if we'd be interested in signing a deal for 2023, I thought it made a ton of sense. So I think that it's going to be great. It's a great opportunity. So Spectation Sports will now be the home of Cage Titans. You still can go to our website, cagetitansfc.com. Probably tomorrow we'll be doing an official press release. If you're watching here today, you're getting the early press release.
All right.
But yeah, man, it for me, you know, we had some hiccups with our own streaming services that these guys have seemed to figure out. This is what they do. They stream fights. So we're still going to be in charge of the production and doing all that. You still hear all of our voices and all that stuff. It's just the platform. And the great thing about the platform is that they have a couple different options. You could buy the event solely or sign up for 1 month and cancel your membership after the fights if you really want to do that. I don't necessarily suggest that, but if you want to, everybody does it. I mean, we're just being honest. Then they also have a service option where you can sign up for the whole year. And I think it's like $74.99 for the entire year. So if you know you have fighters that are fighting on Cage Titans, you can sign up for the whole year and get all the fights.
How many total events this year?
6 events this year. So, you know, they have that
and
great.
That's that would save you money over the year.
Of course, the year. So that's a great option for you guys. And then one of the so I think that they have the streaming service. So some of the hiccups that we had with Ticket Spice and doing it on our own with some of the timeout, the tokens, you know, going from your phone to the TV and things of that nature. It wasn't really user. It served its purpose, and it helped us
see what we could do.
See what we can do on our own, and kind of come up with a product that was, you know, like marketable to a service. So you know, very much like, you know, your show getting picked up on TV back in the days. This is us getting picked up. And again, I see in the comments, and I'm not ignoring it, but yes, part of this service is there will be options to bet live. on Cage Titans fights now. They'll have odds. They'll have live odds.
Who's gonna who they're gonna make the odds?
So
are we gonna have?
Oddly enough, we have a conference call tomorrow at 4:00 for our it's the odds making
All right.
conference call tomorrow at 4.
All right.
And they will be releasing odds, and they will be.
So you'll give them information on each fighter. They'll take that.
This is all new, and this so
just for pro fighters too, not.
I don't know all. I can't. I'm giving you the release before the release because you watched Table Titans for an hour and 45 minutes. I wanted to give you some goods. And actually, Johnny, you were sitting there. You saw. I'm getting the text message as we're talking. I'm getting the text message from the.
You
guy.
have a minute's topology still. You should say.
I still have him as a full combat. Yeah, I have him as full. Wait, look at over my shoulder, Johnny. But yeah, so we will Expectation Sports. Is our new streaming service 2023. We're taking it off this Saturday. We will have all the information releasing to you this week. Tomorrow, we will have an official press release be coming out from Expectation Sports announcing the partnership. Later on this week, I'm pretty sure you will be able to see the odds and bet on the fights. I'll be quite honest. I know I'm hinting at that. That is the goal. I'm still not sure how it works in Massachusetts. I think sports betting is okay. So I think that we're kind of fast tracking this. They wanted to do it. They wanted to do 2023. So we started these talks back in December, and I was like, well, we got the show January 7th. And they were like, we love the main event. Like, we want to fast track this and put this on for this. We want to kick off 2023 with this fight and this fight card. So like, they're also working in motion with me behind the scenes. Like, Andy was reading the contract as we're going on air.
Yeah, we got a lot of fix on
sitting
that.
over there. So yeah, man, we're pretty stoked for this. So Expectation Sports and Cage Titans has teamed up for 2023, and they will be our official stream partner for our Cage Titans events. And we'll have more information coming out this week. But you heard it here first. Thank you guys so much.
I gotta pencil those. we gotta go.
We gotta go over the pencil marks and a couple little things to fix up.
I get really meticulous about shit like that.
So so man, that's exciting for me because that just and should be exciting for all our fighters. A lot of times, fighters are like, "Oh, can you bet on the fights?" Like, nah, you can't fight on local fights. But this company was developed so that we can. You can bet on local
and we don't have anything to do with the bets or anything like that.
Yeah,
I want to make sure that we don't.
Our obligation is to provide them the stream, and they take it over from there. I think this is a good opportunity as well to make mention in light of everything that's going on in the betting world and the UFC that it goes without saying fighters or teams will not be able to bet on yourselves or on the fights. It is not in. I don't want to say it's. I was gonna say it's very discouraged, but it's just not allowed. So that's my disclaimer to you guys. I know you'd love to go lay some money on yourself, but if you're watching what's going on in the UFC, James Krause had his whole gym shut down and taken from him. Fighters that were in the UFC that trained with him.
Well, he was betting for someone to lose. I think it's not.
Well, there's other stuff going on, but you are not allowed to bet fighters. So I'm sure you're bummed, but it is also kind of cool.
Just watch the fights. Let's try out the new streaming platform, figure out the legalities of the betting, and then we could have fun with it.
Don't listen to Andy. You can't bet on your fights. You cannot bet on the fights.
Don't bet on your fights.
Don't bet on fights or other fights. But
don't rig your fights.
Oh, definitely. But anyway, so there you go. Expectation Sports. More information to follow. We have a super stacked fight card for you guys. 14 fights going on this Saturday night. Get your tickets. Follow us, Cage Titans, across all social media. Keep up to date. We don't have the comedy show that we actually postponed that. So we're in one other comedy show on Thursday. We have the weigh-ins on Friday at Plymouth Memorial Hall. It's open to the public. So if you want to come down, come check it out. And you can also watch the stream live at 1:00 on Friday. Saturday, we have the pre-fight party going on at Main Street Sports and Second Wind Brewery. Then the fights at 6, and then the after party at Tavern on the Wharf, and then Sunday brunch at Main Street. So we got a whole weekend of activities. If you're looking for a hotel to stay at, Baymont Inn and Suites has a great deal for all Cage Titans fans. Just mention you're going to the fights, get a discount. Johnny, you're about to say something?
No, I was thinking.
He was thinking.
Good catch, though. Yeah.
Fight week, everybody. Cheers.
I don't know. I think I had one more thing. Oh, actually, my last thing, we have 2 new beers, and I see that Joe put them in there, so I forgot to mention. So, as you know, we've been doing Second Wind. Cage Titans IPA, Fight Night IPA, has been a beer for the last, dating back to Cage Titans 50. So there is our label for the Cage Titans Fight Night IPA. through Second Wind Brewery. And we have a brand new brewer, 42nd Parallel out of Kingston, and they will be doing our lightweight Pilsner championship edition. We have the lightweight title on the line this upcoming Saturday. We have a new team up with 42nd Parallel out of Kingston, and they will be brewing the lightweight Pilsner championship edition. So it's a nice lightweight beer, kind of similar to like a Bud Light type beer where it's easy drinking. It's not a heavy IPA. If you like the IPAs, you got the Second Wind Fighting Out IPA.
Good.
If you like a little lighter, crushable beer, you got the lightweight Pilsner from 42nd Parallel. I'm excited for both those opportunities.
Beautiful.
That's it. Cheers and really go. Goodbye.
Hey, Cage Titans Nations. I just want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas. What a wonderful 2022, and I can't wait to see everybody in 2023. Love you.
What's up, guys? Will Asia here, wishing all of you happy holidays and an amazing new year.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, all the things. Happy holidays to you and yours. Shout out to the gym. Nose Toast, love you guys. MIA, love you all. Miss you all. Miss Bourbon, gang, gang.
Hey, you Cage Titan maniacs. It's Sriracha. Wishing you all a happy holidays. Stay spicy.
Hey, this is Tyler. Wishing everybody in the Cage Titans family a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. See you guys January 7th.
From all of us at Social Sport Fighting,
Merry Christmas! Yo, what's up, Cage Titans family? I just want to take a quick second and wish you guys a Merry Christmas from my family to yours. I hope you guys spend all the time with all your loved ones and get all that good quality time in, and then get geared up for a nice big kickoff of 2023 with Cage Titans on January 7th. Love you guys.
What's up, Cage Titans fam? Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays from Miguel, Mother effing Sevison, baby. Let's go.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Everyone, just wanted to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I can't wait to make my Cage Titans debut on January 7th at Plymouth Memorial Hall.
What's up, Cage Titans? Jack Congdon here, wishing everybody a healthy and happy holiday season. Peace.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dave, production assistant with Cage Titans, wishing everybody a happy holiday season and looking forward to a great 2023 with Cage Titans and everybody. So, happy holidays.
What's up, Cage Titans family? This is Colin Robinson, your favorite mama's boy. Just wishing you all a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from the Rooney family. Team Rooney all the way.
Hey, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Team Valdina. I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Let's go.
Hey, y'all. Adam from the film crew. 2022 has been an amazing year for Cage Titans. I have been honored to have been able to film these brave warriors inside of the octagon, and I can't wait to see what 2023 brings us. So happy holidays, and look forward to an amazing 2023, because it's going to be big.
Christmas and happy holidays.
On behalf of David Race Academy, we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas, guys. Catching you at Cage Titans.
Hey, happy holidays from us over here in Illinois. Merry Christmas, Cage Titans. Merry Christmas.
Brody McDougal here. Merry Christmas, Cage Titans fans.
What's up, everyone? How we doing? It's the 23rd right now of December. I just wanted to wish everyone happy holidays, and I hope everyone's doing really well, and everyone's holidays go great.
Hey, y'all. This is Trevor the Scarecrow Goody. Just wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you and yours.
What's up, Cage Titans family? It's Jake Curley here, just wishing everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday. Peace out.
Merry Christmas from our team to yours.
What's up, guys? Daniel Molo here, wishing you a Merry Christmas and an amazing 2023. Os.
What's up, everybody? Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Can't wait to see y'all soon.
Merry Christmas and Happy Festivus.
Cage Titan fam, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, enjoy your holidays. Truth out.
Hey everyone, I hope you have a safe and happy holidays.
What's up, everyone? It's Nico Ryan, Maverick Mattis here. I just wanted to wish everyone a happy holiday season and a happy new year. Calais, your tesoros.